Welcome to this Southern Nazarene University online course entitled Foundations of Christian Belief. The purpose of this short video is to walk you through some material related to an overview of the course, pointing out a few features of the online delivery system and how you can locate and access information important to your successful completion of this class. The second part of this video we'll take a look at some of the specific details of week 1 for the course and the expectations for a successful completion of the first week of the course. First of all, just a comment about the nature of the course. It is a theology course. The title suggests basically that we are trying to look at, in this course, foundations of Christian belief. That would be the very basic concepts and ideas and practices that make up Christian life. How do Christians understand what they believe about God, about humans, about the world in which humans live, about how God has made himself known to the world, and a number of other issues related to basic Christian belief? The purpose of a course like this at Southern Nazarene University is closely related to your general education program. If you took a look at one of our catalogs at SNU, you would see under the section of general education that it talks about a number of important proficiencies that students who graduate from the program will have achieved. You can see that our general education requires courses are designed to enable learners to develop critical thinking and discernment, effective communication, problem solving, analysis, global perspectives, some science, math, and technology, and to have a grasp of the Christian tradition, scriptures, and ethics. Now, I'm sure it's obvious to you that primarily this course, Foundations of Christian Beliefs, relates to the seventh of these general proficiency areas, these learning outcomes. We will be trying to get a grasp of Christian tradition as the tradition is given to us in Scripture, as it has been understood by the church down through history, and as we have been trying to live that tradition out in the world today. Since this course deals with the Christian religion, and the Christian religion impacts a large portion of our world, there will also be aspects of a global perspective that should come to a student as a result of studying in a course like this. So those are some of the outcomes that are addressed in this course. And what we will do in this course will be designed to help you as you develop knowledge, skills, and so forth in those particular areas of learning. I would like to now point out some specific areas of the online class. If you would go down to where it says course syllabus, a course like this is perhaps best described in the course syllabus. And you will note that by clicking on this particular link, it will open up the course syllabus. When the course is finished, you should be able to articulate the foundations of Christian belief. You should be able to identify and understand a relationship between historic Christian faith and contemporary issues. You should be able to think and write and discuss with a growing sense of clarity and understanding life issues from a good, informed, and theological perspective. Since Southern Nazarene University is a school in the Wesleyan theological tradition and a school that is owned and operated by the Church of the Nazarene, we hope that you will, in the course of learning about foundations of Christian belief, especially take notice of those aspects of our Wesleyan tradition that have formed the way we understand and read the Christian tradition. And we also hope that you will see the connection between sound Christian belief and ethical Christian living, the connection that is essentially belief and behavior. I might also point out that if you are taking this course, you should have already completed a general education course called Christian Faith and Life. And you should have completed either Introductory to Old Testament or Introduction to the New Testament. The textbooks for the course are also listed in the syllabus. They are Stanley Green's Created for Community, Steve Harper's book, The Way to Heaven, and a little novel that has been quite popular in recent years, The Shack. Next in the syllabus is an overview. What will we do in this course? What kinds of things are addressed? You will see those things outlined here in the overview of the course. A number of these questions are addressed in the readings that you will complete, and they will be addressed in things that you will write in response to questions brought up in the class. Here are some requirements spelled out, all in one place, of what will transpire during this course. You will complete all the assigned responses to readings. There are some interviews that you will do. There will be regular tests over the readings. A test for each week will be taken online. You will memorize and write from memory the Apostles' Creed that you saw at the top of the syllabus a few boxes back. You will write an essay over the novel The Shack, and you will also then complete a final course essay that will summarize and reflect back on what you have learned in the 6-week involvement of Foundations of Christian Belief. While we're going through the syllabus, just a quick note about what you should turn in. There is no late work policy. That means you should turn all of your work in on time. Most of the things in the course are due by midnight on the day listed on the course page. So that's pretty easy to remember, and hope that you will pay attention to that. Here are some instructions regarding the grading in the course, how things are graded, and just a bit of information related to the course as you work your way throughout the 6 weeks course. So that's the syllabus for the course, and I hope that you will refer to it frequently. The syllabus certainly is our primary guiding document for this online course. You might also want to take a look at the guidelines right here. How can I do my best work in Foundations of Christian Belief? I will not take the time to go through all this with you, but I do highly recommend that you read through this. These are some guidelines developed by one of our course instructors who, in response to students' questions, how can I do my best work in this course, attempted to outline a number of good practices for doing a good job. The next part of the online course I want to call your attention to is news forums. News forums would be a place where I will give you, or the instructor will give you, any news related to the course. You may also raise any questions you have about the class at any time in these news forums, and the class instructor will use it as a way to respond directly back to you. And because many questions in an online course are asking information that all students would have an interest in, others will be able to see your response as well. Going back to the main page, one of the first things that you will be required to do is the course verification. Complete this first. emphasize one of the first things you will do in this course will be to click on the course verification link and indicate that you are indeed in this course. When you click on that, what you will see is that it tells you a little bit about our policies and allows you to complete and indicate that you are definitely in the course. So that's required for you to be up and going in this course. This next section I would like for you to look at is the resource page. These resources will be very helpful to you. Here you can find a number of online Bible dictionaries that would be helpful to find information that you might want to locate. There's a link where you can read biblical texts that are in several different versions of the Bible. You might find that helpful. There's a link that you will definitely want to use throughout this course. It links you to the Articles of Faith for the Church of the Nazarene. These are the faith statements of the Church of the Nazarene. This is not a lengthy document. It just includes these 16 short statements of belief and some of their supporting scriptures as they are held by the Church of the Nazarene. In this course, you are encouraged to not only read and use these articles of faith, but to identify and locate articles of faith from your own church or denomination and compare them with those you will be studying specifically in this course. Also in these resources, you can find a sample outline of a text chapter. If you were trying to outline your reading so you can understand it better, this would be a good sample. This is a sample of some homework assignments. Some people ask, how do I do these weekly responses to questions in the homework? This is just a sample as an example for how you can do that. I also want to let you know at the top of the page, you'll see my email address. Be sure and use that if you have any personal or private questions that you want to ask me, and I will communicate back with you. Now let's take a quick look at week 1 for the course, just exactly what will be involved in week 1. At the present time, you are listening to the week 1 instructional video. You have located that if you are listening to this particular short instructional video. After listening to this video, you should go to the introductory form and respond to the questions you will find there. It also tells you about the points that you will receive. In every week of the course, you should be able to see on the front page the points that are related to a particular assignment. And of course, the points you earn for those assignments will show up on the grade book in my courses. So you will do the introductory form. You will respond to the SNU statements of academic integrity, and you should then complete the reading for week 1. When you click on the reading, it will tell you exactly what needs to be read throughout this particular week and tries to make that information very clear to you along the way. Then you have here your first time to submit something. You will submit a reading response paper for week 1 by Thursday at midnight. That paper is worth 125 points. Now for each of the reading responses, you will need the reading response question for that, and for that you will come down here under the resource for the week 1. If you click on that, you will see here that there are questions that you should respond to during the first week of the course. the first week of the course, you will read the introduction, which is on Christian belief and Christian living. And at the end of that chapter, you will find a section of material that talks about things that you should know. That's usually at the very end of the chapter. And here you will respond to question number 1, 2, and 4 under the You Should Know section. And then you should respond to question number 2 and 3 under the Connection and Application section. So you would read that chapter, then in a document you would prepare. Most students use a Word document. You would type in the question, the number of the question, and then you would put in your response to that question. As I mentioned earlier, there are samples of this kind of work for you to look at prior to completing your first reading response assignment. In this first week, you will read the introduction, then you will read chapter 1 of Knowing the God of the Bible in the Contemporary World. And in that chapter, you will learn a number of things about the nature of God and the character of God as understood in Christian theology, about some of the reasons why people have come to believe in God, as well as understanding some things of what it might mean to know God in the world. Chapter 2, The God Whom We Know, discusses the nature of this God, the characteristics of this God. Chapter 3, Our Identity as God's Creatures, deals with the subject matter of what it means to be human and various aspects of humanity in light of understanding that human beings are created in the image of God. Then, chapter 4 deals with our human failure, the issue of sin, a very important theological topic. You will notice that in addition to the questions under You Should Know and Connection and Application, there will occasionally be an additional question, and it will be typed out in this resource section. For example, after you have done the reading for chapter 4, you will also read the article of faith on sin, original and personal. And you will compare it with Green's discussion and talk about differences that you observe. So be certain to notice when you look through here that there are an additional question along the way, so that should help you to be able to follow along with the material for week 1. So you're going to complete the reading, and then you're going to submit your reading responses by Thursday night at midnight. I want to go back and talk about week 1 assignment. This assignment has to do with an interview you will conduct. 1 or 2 interviews, and the report you will give on that. And after you complete that report, you will have the information to complete a slide that will join with the whole class participation project in developing a presentation on the subject of why study theology. Then you will notice on this same time on week 1, when you come to the end of the week, also on this screen, you will see a link that will lead you to the test for the first week of the course. Once you're into the course, your instructor will be giving you more details about the test at the end of each week. This section is only here in week 1. Again, tells you some of the things that I have just told you about the major writings for each week, which would be submitting your reading response paper and about the due dates for that. I think that information should help you to complete week 1. throughout this course, if you have any questions, you should direct that to the instructor. If it's a general question, you will direct that question on the news forum so that the answer that is given by your instructor can be seen by everyone. If you have a private question that relates to your particular grade on an assignment or something that is very personal, you can feel free to email your instructor. I hope you will find the work in this course both challenging, and I hope you will find it engaging and enjoyable and inspirational. I hope you bring a sense of curiosity about the nature of Christian belief, about its significance and importance. And I hope you will find the course to be helpful to explain your understanding of the foundations of Christian belief. I might add one further word. The instructor in this course does not assume that all persons taking this course are Christians. The assumption is that many might be Christians, probably many SNU students are, but we also know that sometimes persons who have questions about the Christian faith or who are members of some other particular faith take our courses that are required. We want you to know that you are free to be honest in your responses. We do anticipate and expect our SNU graduates to be articulate and understanding of the Christian faith. And therefore, we want you to enter into the discussion in a full manner throughout the course, assured that it is not necessary or required to believe exactly as the instructor might believe, or as any other member of the Church of the Nazarene might believe, in order to do well in this particular academic course. I look forward to hearing from you and to getting acquainted with you. I also look forward to guiding you through our discussions about the foundation of Christian belief. God bless you in your work. It should be fun and enjoyable.